Pozdravljeni. Še posebej pozdravljam nemškega veleposlanika, gospoda Adriana Pollmanna. Nič manj pa nisem vesel vseh vas, ki ste se nam, ne glede na okoliščine, lahko pridružili. Vesel sem, oziroma veseli smo tudi vseh vas, ki nas spremljate oddaleč. Upam, da si boste razstavo lahko ogledali tudi v živo. Pogoji za to so vsekakor zagotovljeni. Good evening to all. I would particularly like to welcome the German ambassador, Mr. Adrian Pollmann, not only for joining us today, but also for supporting tonight's event. I hope that everyone who is following us now or will watch the opening on the YouTube will be able to visit the exhibition in the following days. Veseli smo, da nas je veleposlaništvo Izraela znova povabilo k sodelovanju in da se razstava z govornim naslovom Kako je lahko človek kaj takega dopustil, v Sloveniji prvič predstavlja prav v okviru ZRC SAZU. Po drugi strani pa ta odločitev ni presenečenje, saj se z vprašanji, ki jih nagovarjajo razstavni panoji, ukvarjamo že slabi 2 desetletji, gotovo pa od leta, ko so Združeni narodi 27.1. proglasili za uradni spominski dan oziroma dan spomina na holokaust. We are happy for another opportunity to collaborate again with the Israeli embassy. Presentation of this important and meaningful exhibition not only give us the opportunity for the commemoration of the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, but creates the new partnerships. This year's partner is the Embassy of the German Federal Republic. Obenem pa smo veseli, da tudi letos lahko predstavimo deli, ki smo jo minulem letu pripravljali prav za to priložnost. Prvo je knjiga z naslovom Leonov zapis, predstavlja pa tretji in hkrati zadnji del prevajalskega projekta, s katerim želimo slovensko javnost seznaniti z usodo skupine judovskih otrok, ki je na begu pred fašizmom ustaškega režima leto dni prebila tudi na Lesnem Brdu v okolici Ljubljane. Leta 2018 je v slovenskem prevodu izšlo pričevanje Joška Indiga, ki je vodil omenjene otroke. Lani pa je sledil prevod Dnevnika, ki ga je Sonja Borus, eno od deklet v skupini, pri 14 letih začela pisati prav na Lesnem Brdu. Zadnje v slovenščino prevedeno pričevanje iz te trilogije je že omenjen Leonov zapis in to je delo Lea Koflerja, enega od starejših fantov, ki je skupino spremljal večino časa. We are using this opportunity to present the books we have been preparing for the past year, especially for this year's Remembrance Day. The first is the book titled Leon's Account, which represents the third and the last installment of a translation project with which we aim to acquaint the Slovenian public with the fate of a group of Jewish children and youngsters who ended up spending a year on the outskirts of Ljubljana while fleeing from the Croatian fascists. In 2018, we have published the memoirs of the leader of the group. Last year, however, we have added a translation of a diary of one of the youngest member. Her name is Sonja Borus, who is living in her kibbutz in Israel. Druga knjiga je prevod poezije Gregorja Kvojatovskega, ki ob izjemni pesniški govorici ponuja še upor proti tišini, potlačevanju in zanikovanju. Kot predstavnik najmlajše generacije poljskih avtorjev, generacije, ki se 80 let po lokalnih pokolih judovskega prebivalstva vzhodne Poljske kritično sooča z uzakonitvijo zanikanja dela neprijetne preteklosti. The second project is a translation of a poetry collection by Gregor Kwiatowski, who is not only an exceptional poet, but also an activist against silence, suppression, and denial. As a representative of the youngest generation of Polish writers, he is disputing the attempt to erase a significant part of Poland's history connected with the destruction of the Jewish community in Eastern Poland. Čisto za konec mi dovolite, da še enkrat upozorim na lokalno zanikovanje antisemitizma in holokausta, ki vsako tematizacijo judovske preteklosti žal pospremi s trditvami, da, citat, holokausta ni bilo, da so, citat, Judje najbolj izkoreščevalski narod, ki hoče imeti vse ostale za hlapce, in da, citat, niso Nemci napadli Židov, temveč Židi Nemce. Kar mimogrede močno spominja na retoriko, ki se je rodila na konferenci ob jezeru, velikem jezeru Wannsee v predmestju Berlina, skoraj točno 80 let od tega trenutka, oziroma točno 21.1. In conclusion, I have to stress the Holocaust denial in Slovenia. Like in some other parts of the world, we too are facing the claims, quote, the Holocaust never existed, or, quote, the Jewish being the most exploitive nation, threatening the Germans and other nations in Europe. Regrettably, there are people in Slovenia who still like the sound of the expressions like völkische Hygiene, entsprechend behandeln, restlos zu beseitigen, and of course bis zum letzten Herd ausrotten. Kot je bilo napovedano v vabilu, smo otvoritev razširili v priložnosti koncert gostov iz Berlina. To sta pevca Tal Koch in pianist in skladatelj Assaf Fleischmann, katerih nastop lahko, upam, razumemo kot svojevrstno protiutež sovraštvu, ki smo mu bili priča in ki se žal znova prebuja. Zato, za ta koncert gre zahvala kolegu Jaši Drnovšku, s katerim pri tovrstnih projektih sodelujemo že skoraj 10 let. Hvala, Jaša. As already mentioned in the invitation, we have extended this opening by including a concert of Tal Koch and Assaf Fleischmann, two artists from Berlin. Our thanks for this idea goes to our colleague Jascha Drnovšek, who we have been collaborating with on such projects for almost a decade now. Thank you, Jascha, and thank you for being here.
Dober večer, dragi prijatelji. I wanted so much to be this evening with you in Ljubljana. Unfortunately, it is not possible due to the pandemic situation, so I'm sending you this message from my office in Jerusalem. Today we are in inauguration of the exhibition Shoah, How Was It Humanly Possible? The exhibition includes panel, photos, art, documents of the Jewish life before the Holocaust and until the liberation of the camps and the returns of the survivors. It was translated to Slovene by 8 Slovene teachers attending a Yad Vashem seminar in Israel already in 2018 as the last group from Slovenia before the pandemic. At this opportunity, I would like to thank Yad Vashem for their work and especially for providing the exhibition. We decided to print it as a travel exhibition on roll-up stands. It will be available for teachers, schools, libraries, and any other interested institutions in Slovenia. I therefore invite everybody interested to contact Synagoga Maribor or the Israeli Embassy to arrange the details. I would like to thank our host and organizer of this event, Director of ZRC, SASU, Dr. Otto Luther, my colleague and friend, German Ambassador Adrian Pollmann, for the cultural program of this evening, Slovene National Coordinator of Shoah event Synagoga Maribor, that will manage the exhibition in the future, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Slovenia, and especially Ms. Blanka Jamnišek and Dr. Marko Rakovec, member and head of Slovenian delegation to IHRA, all other members of the Slovene delegation to IHRA, my assistant Teja Ortner-Lokar for working hard on making this event possible, and of course the President of the Republic of Slovenia, His Excellency Borut Pahor, who will lay a wreath in the Jewish cemetery Dolgavas near Lendava, and also will be the main speaker in the central commemorative event in Murska Sobota tomorrow. Pristneča hvala in ostranite zdaj.
Dober večer. Dear Professor Luther, dear Mr. Danoshek, dear colleague and friend Ambassador Rothgold, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be here today for the presentation of the Slovenian translation of Leo's Notiz and the inauguration of the exhibition Shoah, How Was It Humanly Possible? Indeed, different versions of that very question, how was it possible, have been asked many times. First of all, by the victims, then by historians, and by almost everyone learning about this darkest chapter of German history. Many great thinkers, Hannah Arendt, one notable example, have contributed to giving a better understanding of how this monstrosity could happen. They helped analyze different aspects of the Holocaust. And they started this endeavor at a time in Germany when many were preferring to forget about the past and simply move on. Intuitively, the human mind feels that it's impossible to explain the sheer monstrosity of the crimes committed by the Nazis. Not in the Middle Age, but after the Enlightenment and centuries of progress. Not in some remote place, but all over the European continent. Not in spontaneous atrocities, but through a well-planned, unprecedented machinery of terror. Not by some savage monsters, but by ordinary German citizens. And yet, I firmly believe that the inexcusable is not entirely inexplicable. We need to try to understand how it could happen. For we can only learn from this past and build a better future if we do understand it and if we are aware of what led to the Holocaust. And as we are looking to International Holocaust Remembrance Day in 2 days, we cannot be satisfied with what has been reached so far. Today, and Professor Luther already alluded to that, an ever-growing number of people doesn't seem to remember, or things we could stop remembering. The evil of anti-Semitism has manifested itself far more openly and blatantly in recent years once again, in Germany and all over Europe. According to a recent study by the EU Agency for Fundamental Rights, 90% of European Jews are noting a rise in anti-Semitism. Almost half of them are worried they might become victim of an attack within the next 12 months. Almost 40% have emigrated or are considering emigrating to another country. These results should alarm us and serve as a call to action against intolerance, bigotry, and hate. In a democratic state, that's the duty of everyone. And for my country, it's of course a particular responsibility. Yes, Jewish life is thriving again in Germany. But also in Germany, of all places, anti-Semitism is still very present. And it manifests itself in insults and assaults on Jews in the streets, in the spread of conspiracy theories in social media, and in horrible attacks such as the right-wing terrorist attack on a synagogue in Halle on the holiest day of the Jewish year on October 9, 2019. As the German federal president Frank-Walter Steinmeier said, "Our responsibility to history is part of our identity. Only when Jews feel completely at home in Germany again, when they feel completely safe, only then will Germany be completely at peace with itself." I'm glad that the Academy of Science and Arts brought this important exhibition of the renowned Yad Vashem memorial site to Slovenia to help us find answers. And even in the darkest of hours, there are moments of great inspiration. Examples of humans who risk their lives in order to save others. When hearing about the details of their heroic deeds, we may once again wonder, but this time in admiration, how was it humanly possible? Many of those who resisted the Nazi terror and tried to save its victims ended tragically themselves. Leo's Notiz shares the experience of Leo Kofler, adding an additional perspective, an additional voice to the amazing and beautiful story of the survival of a group of Jewish children, also presented in Sonja's diary and in Joško's Kinder, now all available also in Slovene. We are grateful to the Academy of Science and Arts for making this possible, helping to keep the memory of the group alive. One chapter of their story, it has been said, took place in Lejno Brdo in Slovenia, from where they continued their journey to Villa Emma in Nonantola, in Italy, and finally into Switzerland. Their journey took them 2.5 years. The story of Sonja, of Leo, and of all the other children is a story of hope in a book full of tragedies. It ended well, unlike the story of so many others. I would like to thank everybody involved in today's event, the translation and publication of Leo's Notiz and the exhibition, namely the Academy of Science and Arts, Professor Luther, Mr. Donošek, and Klaus Vogt, who sadly died last year, but whose decades of research on the children of Villa Emma made all of this possible. And of course, the musicians. I'm glad we could make a modest contribution to today's event by supporting Tal Koch and Assaf Fleischmann, two Israelis who live in Berlin. I'm really looking forward to listening to your performance, and I'm glad to hear that you're already planning to come back to Ljubljana next year. Thank you all for your attention. Hvala lepa.
לכל איש יש שם שנתן לו אלוהים ונתנו לו אביו ואמו. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו קומתו ואופן חיוכו ונתן לו הריג. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו ההרים ונתנו לו כתליו. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו המזלות ונתנו לו שכניו. לכל איש יש שם, לכל איש יש שם. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו חטאיו ונתנה לו כמיהתו. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו שונאיו ונתנה לו אהבתו. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו כתליו ונתנה לו אהבתו. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו תקופות השנה ונתן לו עברונו. לכל איש יש שם, לכל איש יש שם. לכל איש יש שם שנתנו לו אבותיו, נתן לו אביו ואמו. לכל איש יש שם שנתן לו הים ונתן לו מותו. Welches jenseits ist in deinen Staub gemalt, durch den Flammenkern der Erde, durch ihr steinerne Schale wurdest du gereicht. Abschiedsfieber in die Vergänglichkeiten maß. Schmetterling, alle wissen gute Nacht, die Gewichte von Leben und Tod senken sich mit deinen Flügeln auf die Rosen nieder, die mit dem heimversräufenden Licht welkt. Welches Jenseits ist in deinen Staub gemalt? Welch Lichtzeichen im Geheimnis der Luft? Eli, שלא ייגמר לעולם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת שלא ייגמר לעולם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ורק השמיים, תפילת האדם. ושוב הוצב ליבי עירום מול אש ואש, ושוב תפילה אחת בלבד לחדול, ולא עלה כי לא העזתי לבקש את זה החסד הגדול, רק מקברי לילות על משכבי, לפעמים ראיתי מרחוק אילן שחור באור הכוכבים, ויש שהזכירני לבבי עם עלות השחר הוא ירוק, מחלות השחר הוא ירוק, עם מחלות השחר הוא ירוק, הוא ירוק, הוא ירוק. ושוב הוצב ליבי עירום מול אש ואש, ושוב תפילה אחת בלבד לחדול, ולא עלה כי לא העזתי לבקש את זה החסד הגדול. מחלות השחר הוא ירוק, עם מעלות השחר הוא ירוק, עם מעלות השחר הוא ירוק, הוא ירוק, הוא ירוק. אומרים ישנה ארץ, ארץ שחורת שמש, איה אותה ארץ, איפה אותה שמש. אומרים ישנה ארץ, עמודי השבעה, שבעה כוכבי לכת, צצים על כל גבעה. הקדושים, איפה המכבי, אומר לו עקיבא, עונה לו הרבי, כל ישראל קדושים, אתה מכבי, כל ישראל קדושים, אתה מכבי. מזמור לדוד, אדוני רועי לא אחסר, והנה עוד דשא ירביצני, על מי מנוחות ינדני. נפשי ישובר, נפשי ישובר, ירחני במעגל צדק למען שמו. גם כי אלך בגיא צלמוות, לא ידרח, כי אתה עמדי. שבטך ומשענתך, שבטך ומשענתך, המה ינחמוני. תערוך לפני שולחן, תערוך לפני שולחן, תערוך לפני שולחן, נגד צורריי. דשנת בשמן ראשי, דשנת בשמן ראשי, דשנת בשמן ראשי, כוסי רוויה. אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאור